Everyone's going to be looking at Errol versus Danny, December 5th.
Yeah.
You looking for anything in that fight in particular, or?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you got to show love and respect to Errol Spence. Even if he hadn't had the accident, for him to go, straight to Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is nobody to play with.
Right.
People just talk about, the hook and the power. Danny Garcia can fight, and he has a boxing IQ, and people don't talk about that. But if you add on, the trauma that Spence went through and the wreck that everybody saw, and then he comes right back and faces that guy, that's a throwback kind of mentality, man. And you got to respect that. In terms of the fight itself, it's going to be interesting, man, because I don't know what style Danny's going to fight. It's going to be interesting to see how Spence looks. So I really don't have a prediction or a take on it. I'm going to be sitting back watching that as a fan.
Yeah, we touched on it. It's hard to predict what style because, question for you is, do you think Errol, he's at his best, it looks like, walking people down. Will he do that against a guy who is a good counterpuncher, got power? Or you think he'll box more?
I mean, the Spence's style is difficult to deal with. People think that when you get closer to a fighter that it's more danger, in theory. But if you know what you're doing mid-range and then close, you're actually a lot safer because, Spence won't be in range to get hit with that no-look hook that Danny Garcia likes to throw. He's inside of the danger, and that's where he loves to work. So I don't really see Spence changing his style for Danny Garcia. I think it'll just be a matter of time before he starts to march forward and start to do what he does best.
Danny and Spence?
Danny, Spence. Yeah, I'm going Earl on that. Only because Earl's a southpaw.
Right.
And then he comes against him. I believe that, if all Earl got to do is go back to my tape and watch it. The blueprint is there. You know what I'm saying? Be in great shape. Let your hands go. Be aggressive. Easy night.
Earl. Stupid. Danny gets knocked out by the 6th round. Body shot head. Earl gonna stop him.
Body shot.
Earl gonna stop him. He gonna feel like that Earl's just focused on the body.
They just worried about the car accident. The car accident ain't gonna.
Yeah, now the car accident gonna fuck. The car accident gonna have. The car accident gonna have Danny step into some shit he never thought. Yeah. Danny, exactly. He gonna step into a car accident.
We've been working, but it ain't strong enough yet.
If you want to place your bets with me, it's simple. Just hit my DM. You know what I'm saying?
Spence, good luck against Garcia.
You think he wins that fight?
Yeah, Garcia is tailor-made for him. Tailor-made.
But he likes to walk guys down. He could walk into that left hook if he just tries to walk him down, right?
What, this? Wait, hold up. How'd it go? That?
He's got timing with it.
You think Spence gonna run into that? That?
He's got,
stop.
He's got timing, right?
Stop it. He do got timing, but he ain't gonna land that. He ain't landing that against Errol Spence. Come on, man. Errol Spence too smooth for that. Too smooth, too
What if he's hungry like when he fought Khan? He's willing to eat one to land that one.
It don't matter.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Tailor-made. The jab. Garcia gonna have a hard time getting past the jab. He eats jabs. Remember Mauricio Herrera? Landing a jab on him outside, sticking him, keeping him outside, containing him. That's what's gonna happen. Spence gonna pop, control him all night. Bag him up, beat him on the inside. Come on, man.
Who y'all got this weekend, Danny or Errol? My take, it's going to be a good fight. You got two talented fighters fighting each other. But let's all be real for one moment. And everybody talking about they always, they real and they know boxing. Well, let's be real. If you know boxing, why should we consider Danny Garcia a top welterweight in the division? Can somebody tell me that? And that's my boy, you know what I mean? I ain't hating on him or nothing. I just want to hear, from the people. I just want to see what people will allude to. Can anybody tell me why Danny Garcia is the top welterweight in the division? Nobody yet? Okay. I ain't mad at Danny. Danny my boy, man. I'm cool with Danny. I came up with Danny. I'm just speaking facts now. You know what I mean? I'm speaking facts. Because everybody, you know, always slamming my record, coming at my throat, saying this and that. So I got to give it back sometimes. You know what I mean? Let's be real. Danny ain't beat nobody in the welterweight division. He beat Paulie, Robert Guerrero, and everybody beat them, if you ask me. So if Errol beats Danny, I'm saying it's going to be a walk in the park, Danny can fight his ass off. That's why I consider him one of the top welterweights in the division. Not taking away his 2 close decision losses that he have. You know, I got him, you know, up there. But at the same time, if we going by what the media say, he's not a top welterweight. You know, he lost. He did his thing, but he lost. You know, just being honest, we're keeping it real. You know, the 2 shots that he had, he lost. Now, given Terrence Crawford case, you know what I mean? You can say what you want. I won the fights that I had to win, you know, against the guys that I had to win against. Errol Spence, you know what? He fought Kell Brook. He beat Kell Brook. You know, Sean Porter ain't beat the top welterweight. Y'all claim. But in my eyes, Sean Porter didn't fought all the welterweights there is to fight, but Terrence Crawford. Sean Porter is another one that, you know, came up short in a lot of fights. Well, a few fights. But he made them close. You know, Thurman, he fought quite a few welterweights in the division. But when we talking, you know, the number 1 guy in the division, you know, we got to be talking about Terrence Crawford, man. Moving up, doing my thing. Willing to prove it, too. But this week going to be a tremendous fight, I'm telling y'all. You know what I mean? Danny ain't no pushover, and everybody excited to see how Errol going to come back. You know, we shall see this week. But let's not hate on my victories and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Every time I fight, everybody got something to say. Prior to the fight, everybody thought I was going to lose. I had people, this the toughest fight of his career. Kell Brook is so big and strong, and he's going to do this, I heard it all. And those same guys, after the fight, had the most excuses. Even the writers. The writers said this and said that after the fight, you know. He was washed up. Now he was washed up. Prior to the fight, the man told you out his own mouth, this is the best he's ever felt in his whole career. He left home, went to camp, no injuries. He wasn't coming off an eye injury like, you know, previous defeat. He was on a 3-fight winning streak. But I can't point out all these facts to certain casual fans because it just go over y'all head and y'all just believe what y'all want to believe, you know. Everybody say he old. Man, the man 34, I'm 33. What I mean, I'm old too. You know, everybody old in their eyes when a man lose. I don't get it, man. They just can't say I'm good, I'm great. You know what I mean? I train my ass off to get to where I am right now. I do my thing, you know. So what's up, man? What y'all want to talk about?
But the truth is, we all love each other.
I ain't old yet. I ain't old yet. I don't feel old.
Take care of each other. And for me, together they are one complete man. Sean is cold metal.
I think Tyson, you know, I think they really did what they had to do in that fight. You know, Tyson really didn't go to the head. Roy really didn't throw any punches of that matter. I think it really was like a sparring match in my eyes. So it was an exhibition, you know, what it should have been. Neither one of them was really trying to hurt each other. Although Tyson threw a couple of hard body shots, but it wasn't nothing to make somebody feel like he was trying to really knock Roy out. Oh, I ain't slowing down no time soon, man. That's what they don't understand. I stay in the gym. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't put anything bad in my body. I don't have no bad habits. So if they waiting for me to slow down, they're going to be waiting for a long time. But like I said, you know, I pick and choose when I want to do things and how I want to do it, no matter what anybody say, or if they say, oh, well, you got a promoter and this and that and this. Time and time again, I always told people, the promoters work for the fighters. Without the fighters, there's no promoters. There's nothing to promote. So once the fighters get that in their head and get that understood, then things will be better off for them. Whichever one comes next, it don't matter to me. Like I said, I fight them as they come. I never was the type of fighter to shy away from a fight. You know, I'm always running to the fight. You know, I'm always getting called off to box more. I'm never the type of person to be like, hey, don't stand in front of this guy. I'm like, let me see what he gonna do. Let me see what he about.
Surrender is not defeat, so you're resisting change.
Why would Spence about to fight Saturday? How me and Spence gonna fight? That don't even make sense. See, that's what I be talking about. That's what I be talking about. I want that fight though. That's one fight that I really want. Spence and Pacquiao. Them the two fights that I really want. That I really be looking forward to in the near future. I really want Spence just to show and shut everybody up and see what they're gonna say after that. Because I know it's gonna be a lot of excuses and bandwagon shipping. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. Who I got out of the Spence and Danny fight, I actually got Spence. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't know. It's like more of a, I don't know, man. It's gonna be good because I know Danny personally, and I didn't seen him since we was little kids. And he always rose to the occasion each and every time. So it's hard to bet against him. You know, that's why I say it's a 50-50 fight. It was a 40-60 in Spence's favor, but the more and more I think with my head and just think back to the Danny Garcia that I know, when he motivated and when he feel like his back against the wall and got something to prove, he always rose to the occasion. Dating back to all the way when he was going overseas and down 10 points coming back to win. Like, Danny always was that type of person that never gave up, no matter, you know, any circumstances. So, you know, it's hard to just say that Errol gonna come through and bulldoze and walk through him, but at the same time, we've seen a different side of Errol that we ain't been seeing since before he was champion, and that's the hunger and the grit and the grind that he been putting in the gym to get back to the normal Errol Spence. So it should be a good fight. You know, I'm excited to see it. May both of them, you know, leave the ring healthy, and neither one of them get any serious injuries. And may the best man win.
Garcia versus Spence, who I got. Honestly, man, I'll be real. Like, it's a great matchup, but I think that I don't know, man. Something tells me. I mean, we don't know how Spence is gonna do. Can't overlook Garcia. I think Garcia might take it, man. I won't be surprised. You know, I don't think. I think DSG. I think Garcia and them. They don't take a fight that they don't believe they won't win. You know what I mean? So, undisputed champ. What up, baby?
Danny Garcia and Errol Spence. What do you think of that fight?
Another great fight. Another great fight. Another great fight.
Let's say Errol had never got into that awful accident. Same guy he was when he fought Sean Porter. Who would you give the edge in that fight?
It's a great fight. Danny Garcia can fight his ass off. He's he's one of those guys that's been kind of overshadowed, overlooked, and he just comes and does his thing. You know, every time he steps up in there, you know, he's lost a couple close fights, you know, but he's always in a fight, and he's very dangerous. He's a very, very good fighter. Very good fighter.
You were very busy that night, but do you remember him beating Matisse on the co-main?
Of course I do.
What'd you think when you saw him that night?
Again, Danny Garcia he's a tremendous fighter. Somebody that I have a great deal of respect for, and that's an exciting matchup. We all know what Errol brings to the table, and it's gonna be a great fight.
Yeah, and Danny was an underdog in that fight, just like he will be in November. But.
And I think he relishes that role. He relishes that role, the underdog role. And again, I know both guys will really, really be prepared. Errol's chomping at the bit to get back to show the entire world that he hadn't missed a beat, and I can't wait.
Stylistically, you know, being that Errol, he'll walk you down, but then Danny could walk you into that big left
Errol
hook.
can do everything.
Okay.
Errol just don't walk down fighters. He does everything. He's a tremendous body puncher. He's a very, very underrated boxer. He puts pressure on you. You know, he's a very good, complete fighter. He's one of the few complete fighters in the entire sport, in my opinion.
Right. You know, I'm thinking of the Kell Brook fight when he's just and the question is it a beneficial style matchup? I mean, they say styles don't win fights, wins fight, but better fighter wins fights. But is it a good style matchup for Danny?
Yeah, it's a fight that he wants. I mean, it's a fight that he wants. So him and his pops, I'm sure they have a great game plan, and it's going to be a very entertaining fight.
Who do you think has the better punching power?
It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight. I know both guys again very well. It's going to be a great fight.